fact, joining us today, Dr. Sangeeta Reddy, Ms. Archana Vyas, and Meera Rajput Kapoor. Welcome. Hi. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got three exceptional women here who have shattered the proverbial glass ceiling in their respective fields. They have actually redefined success, and today they are an inspiration for a lot of women in India and across the world. So before I get to the business, because we're here to talk about how can we become Viksit by 2047, and the focus is going to be healthcare. Before I get to that, let's talk a little bit about their wonderful stories. Let's start with you, Dr. Sangeeta Reddy, youngest daughter of Dr. Pratap Reddy, who literally revolutionized the entire healthcare system in India. And you have carved your own distinguished path in a family of doctors. Tell us a little bit about the challenges you faced and where you are right now. How is it like?
So, first of all, thank you very much. Wonderful to be here, and thank you for the focus on women, which is, I think, critical. Women have made tremendous strides, and I think the country and the world has made tremendous strides in its appreciation of the critical role that women play. But there is still so much more for us to do. With, just 35 to 40% participation, labor force participation of women, such a long journey still ahead of us, and scary statistics from the World Economic Forum and McKinsey saying that it'll take us more than 150 years to reach this equality, but inspiring and enthusiastic responses from women in self-help groups, women in MSMEs, women in industry that I had the privilege of, interacting with. Whenever you tell them, equality is going to take you 150 years, they simply say one thing, and that is, we will not wait. But the fabulous thing was that my dad 40 years ago did not wait. He brought his 4 daughters into healthcare and into the business, and I think we grew up hearing, so sad, Dr. Reddy, he only has 4 daughters. And we worked at changing this paradigm, and today I'm very happy to say that many people say, lucky Dr. Reddy, he has 4 daughters.
And so we're lucky to have you here in front of us.
It's a pleasure to be here. So I won't say it's been, it's not a tough journey. It's, for me, very blessedly, I think it's been an inspired journey. Just working along with him, with someone with a vision and a passion to make a change, and seeing the gratifying response that many people like all of you and public have given us has always inspired Apollo to do more, and I believe it's my privilege to have served.
Wonderful. Ms. Archana, you're the first woman to lead the Gates Foundation's India office in nearly 2 decades. What does this milestone really mean for you, and how was the journey really?
Thank you once again, and thanks for having me here. Sangeeta, always a privilege to hear from you, and truly inspired, and thanks to Dr. Reddy as well, bringing all 4 daughters forward and taking the healthcare journey forward. As far as Gates Foundation is concerned, I'm privileged to be leading the office now, and I think I build on a strong legacy of my predecessors, all men, but they've done exceptional work. The foundation has been in India for close to 25 years. It is a place where we've learned a lot, and my ambition is to, the mission of the foundation does not change. Our mission is still focused, and what we say is that we believe that all lives should have equal value. So that mission stays, it is consistent, but I think what I would bring forward is the accelerated pace of development. The fact that we've been in the country for more than 25 years, I think India's trajectory and India's own ambition has changed. We have a Viksit Bharat vision of 2047. The foundation, not many would know, but I can tell you that last year our chair announced that the foundation will have a life of over the next 20 years. In fact, the foundation will sunset by 2045, coincidentally aligned with the Viksit Bharat vision of 2047. So what we are bringing forward pretty much aligned with the country's vision of an accelerated pace of development. So we are we're urgent to see that people should have a healthy life, people should have a productive life. We work with poor and vulnerable people who are disadvantaged, and therefore our pace will be faster to see them get better health, to see them get better financial services, even in agriculture, that farmers and small landholding farmers should have better productivity, they should have better profitability. So the areas that we work in, we will work alongside India and aligned with national priorities to see the progress. Thanks.
Fantastic. We'll of course be delving deeper into the initiatives that you plan to take in just a bit. But before that, Ms. Meera Rajput Kapoor, a Delhi girl who I believe loves Mumbai more than Delhi, married into a family of some of Indian cinema's biggest icons, also carved out her own vibrant entity. How did that happen? Where did that idea really come from?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. And I must say, Dr. Reddy, I'm a part of a family of girls, and your family has always been that poster family of a family of girls taking the legacy forward. So I'm really privileged and honored to be here with you and you today.
I should add, even I'm a family of girls, by the way.
That's lovely.
Coincidence.
I think that itself is testament to the fact that women can do anything. My journey from Delhi to Bombay, I think women play various roles in their lives, and I feel that we have to be proud of the roles that we play. It's almost like a feather in our cap rather than something that's stopping us from chasing our dreams, following our ambitions, dreaming big, dreaming unrealistically sometimes. For me, I think identity is a very strong part of who I am, my own identity. But I feel I'm very proud to have an identity that values all the relationships that I have as well. And I think that's what's made me who I am today. I think that as a woman in my 30s today, I'm at that unique cusp, as many other women in their 30s, where we're chasing our own ambitions, but we're also raising a generation of children where women empowerment isn't a dream, it's a reality, where equality is the reality. So they don't think that they need to find equality or empower each other or find empowerment. And I think that for me is a personal goal aside from my ambitions. But I think, seeing a generation of children where they are the same. They have the same dreams, the same drive, the same mistakes. And sometimes if, you're telling your child, don't hit your sister, but, don't hit a girl, but you should tell her not to hit a boy. And it really did make me think that they don't come from a space where there is any difference between the two of them. And I think our generation has that responsibility to raise a generation of children and leaders of the future where equality is a baseline.
Interesting. And before, of course, I get back to the issue of Viksit Bharat, one quick question. Did it ever really tempt you to also perhaps try working in films? Because you've got like the entire family, you're surrounded by amazing film stars.
I agree.
And you look the part as well.
I am part of a very talented family. And I think I admire them and their drive so much. And seeing it in such close quarters has made me understand that there is a lot of skill, a lot of hard work, a sense of relentlessness that is required to hone that craft and that art. And to take it very lightly would be a disservice to the art form in itself. And I think I was cut out for something different. So I'm very happy to be the audience in the family.
Okay, but you never wanted to even try?
I don't think it ever crossed my mind.
Okay, super. Now, talking about, what we have all gathered here to discuss today, which is how can we become Viksit by 2047? It's a goal that the leader of our country has talked about many times, and all our policies are now focused on ensuring we achieve this goal on time by 2047. So this question is for each one of you, one by one. I want to ask you, what is that one thing really that India must achieve for it to truly become Viksit by 2047 in your area of interest or your area of expertise? Let's start with you, Dr. Reddy.
So I think I have to give you the expected answer. We cannot become a Viksit Bharat before we become a Swasth Bharat. So we need to get our health act right first. And I'm not just saying this because I'm in healthcare. Data has proven time and again that every rupee or dollar that you put into healthcare gives you a 5x return in terms of productivity gains or in terms of saving of taking care of people who are unwell or the DALY or the disability adjusted life years. So that is, one of the biggest points towards this. But let me take this a little further. It is very clear that healthcare is no longer just a cost center to take care of people. Healthcare is today a socio-economic driver. It's a generator of jobs. It's an economic engine where you not only bring in international revenue through patients who are coming from all over the world to be treated in India, but also the manufacturing side of healthcare, the pharmaceutical side of healthcare. One of the things I look forward to seeing is India is considered the pharmacy of the world. We need to also be the hospital of the world. And then I want to take this even one dimension further, which is that we often tell healthcare people that there is only one question you should ask whenever you take a decision. Whatever you do, is it good for the patient? But today, it's not just about treating patients. The knowledge we have, the science that's come in, the capability, the education, the communication, have all put healthcare in the hands of every individual. And therefore, we are now looking not just at life expectancy, but at healthy life expectancy. And that is now the question is, anything that you do, are you doing it to maintain the health of the population? So population health is really the next parameter. And I want to add that yesterday actually we had this large summit of the Healthcare Federation, Nat Health, and Bain came out with this report which said that a healthy country can actually save $1 trillion of our economy by the fact that you bring in productivity of people. The last point I'll say before coming over is that India has this unique opportunity of 3 decades of demographic dividend where the healthcare costs are underwritten by the young population because of the youth and the lower incidence of ailments. But within these 30 years, we have to get our act together. In fact, even faster, because every minute we wait of not building a bed or training a doctor or empowering a nurse, we may be losing a life. So healthcare must become a priority. It's a socio-economic engine. It's a facilitator of growth. So to get to Viksit Bharat, we need a Swasth Bharat.
I think 2 interesting takeaways there. If we want to become Viksit, we need to become Swasth. And second, we need to now aim to also become hospital of the world from just being pharmacy of the world. Very well said. Ms. Archana.
So +1 on everything that Sangeeta said. I think Viksit Bharat is not about how fast we grow. I would just add another dimension. It's also about how wide we grow. So a Viksit Bharat means an inclusive India where everybody grows, and it is not necessarily those who grow fast go faster. So with that perspective, I would say, women mostly are left behind. Again, Sangeeta had spoken about women's labor force participation, which is growing fast in India, but even if it progresses from about a 43% to 50%, will increase our GDP by 1%, which is pretty significant. Women are about 50% of our population, and not only do they, and a large part of women actually who work, they work in informal economy. So it's not about getting more jobs for women or getting them to enter into the labor force. It's also about productive assets, so that they are able to grow faster. They are able to, gain much more income than what they're doing right now. So one is about how women can be included, but it's also about how people who are being left behind are also included. Government is so it's not about access. I would say in India, it's also about saturating programs now. How do you get to the last mile? It is also about the quality of programs. We've done extremely well in terms of getting access to healthcare and other provisions to people, but it is now about improving the quality of that access. And the third thing that I would say is also about convergence, because a lot of the programs do tend to be siloed in nature. So going back to women's economic empowerment, we've got about 100 million women who are part of the self-help groups, about 110 million women who are part of the agriculture sector, because they're about 65% of agriculture sector. But there's a lot of convergence between women who are part of the self-help groups as well as agriculture. If we are able to converge those programs, but also the other programs, because there are bank sakhis, there are pashu sakhis, convergence will get us to better yields and will get India to grow faster and deliver the vision of Viksit Bharat soon.
Interesting. So in digital, we have, of course, reached the last mile, but in healthcare also we need to reach to, the bottom of the pyramid, those who are at the bottom of the pyramid.
So you're making actually a very good point. The other sector that will get us to move faster is digital transformation. India is an exemplar when it comes to digital public infrastructure, financial inclusion. Again, women. India is a country where the gap of bank accounts accessed by women versus men, that gap no longer exists. It's more than 70%, right?
We've moved quite fast on that parameter. Ms. Meera, what is that one thing, in your opinion, India needs to achieve, for it to truly become Viksit by 2047?
I think echoing what both the ladies said, for me, it's what I'd like to add is financial literacy for women. I think women need to be aware. They need to be more educated about the money that they earn, whether they're in the unorganized sector or the organized sector. Things like loans, insurance, microcredit, whether it's the Sukanya scheme if they have a child, or it is having access to government-sponsored loans or insurance. I think being financially literate gives you a sense of independence that can really propel us to that true sense of Viksit Bharat. Right now, when you look at a household, we need to have the power dynamic absolutely equal from that ecosystem in itself. So if a woman is going to earn, she needs to know how to invest that money, how to spend, how to save, and then how to run her household, her family, educate her children, start a business. So whether she is a householder or she is a leader of a business or she is part of an organization or a team, she needs to be in control of that money.